This is the Lafitte Greenway in New Orleans, and what's really nice about it is this area is planted with a ton of native, it's a little windy, a ton of native plants, including a bunch of palm trees like these ones here. So it's a good place to go foraging, and I'm using the fallingfruit.org app, which is good for urban foraging. It has a bunch of the native plants marked down on a map. It's not always accurate. I've been noticing a lot of the things around here are not where they are supposed to be, so you gotta be careful with it. But it is a good guide if you're looking for something in particular that needs to be foraged. Go out, use that app, and you might find it on that map where it says it is. Not always though. So I'm looking for a couple of things, and we'll see what I can find.
This one right here is the Sabal palm. You see all these little teeny tiny palm fruits in there. Those are technically edible. They have some edible use to them. They're not supposed to be great though. So yeah, let's give it a try anyway.
So as you can see here, these are just some small little black fruits. I believe they start green and then they turn black when they're ripe, and then they dry out. But the thing with these is that the flesh on it is very, very small. It's just like a little thin skin that is around a rather large seed. But that skin is edible, but this is maybe more of something that is not the most practical thing to eat for sustenance, but more of just like a treat as you're like walking around. So I'm just gonna pop one in my mouth just as just whole. It is sweet, but also it's quite bitter. The sweetness is like that of a raisin, so maybe like a 7 out of 10. And the bitterness is like, it's pretty bad, but not quite as bad as like taking a bite out of like grapefruit rind, but close. It's close to that. It reminds me of the monkey pod or the saman fruit that I had. I believe that's the cassia genus. And those reminded me of Raisin Bran. They're like raisiny, a little bit bitter, and a little bit of a bready taste. This is like that. Not so much of a bread taste though, more in the direction of like a bitter raisin.
So you can see there's a little seed surrounded by pulp, and then a very, very thin shell there. So not really a whole lot to eat, and what's there is not especially good, but yeah, it is what it is.
And it's something to maybe like pick and just like try as you're like going on a stroll, going on a hike. You see this, maybe take one and put it in your mouth as like a candy or something. But it's really not worth too much trouble. I believe you can actually process the seeds of this too. You can grind them up and make a flour out of it. I don't know if you can eat these seeds raw. Probably not a great idea to eat them, but I don't think they're poison. But they're too hard to eat fresh. So if you can eat them, they require some processing. So yeah, not too much to say about it, but it is pretty cool. And what's really great is just that this is just growing all over the place here in New Orleans. So if you come here and you see this growing, double check to make sure it is what it is. And yeah, give it a try.
So yeah, that wasn't the best thing in the world, but it is a species I haven't had. And I think that might be the mission of today. So let's see what else I can find down the Greenway.
Seems like crows really like this palm fruit. I would like to give a very big shout out to AltPod and Smarter Every Day. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon is how I manage to keep this channel going, so if you enjoy what I've been doing, take a look at the link in the description below. I also sell t-shirts. This is one of them. This is the Mandrake Root shirt, which is available on my website. Link to that in the description as well. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.